I'm here today at the Dry Creek Vineyard in Healdsburg, California. I wanted to share this with you, what I saw here today, because I thought this was really cool. It's something that we don't always see or hear about. But I'm standing in a field of Zinfandel grapes. So Dry Creek Valley is known for world-class Zinfandels. Red Zinfandel. I know people always ask about white Zinfandel. That's a whole different topic. We're going to focus on what you see here today. But this vineyard has been here since the 70s. It's the first vineyard to occupy this area after Prohibition. We know that Prohibition destroyed a lot of wine making in the country, but this was a place that helped the rebirth of the Zinfandel process, at least in the U.S. or in California here. But these are really cool vines to show you. They are called head pruned vines, and what that means is each one of these vines is hand shaped versus in the way it grows. You can see they're kind of bushy and really big versus the vines that you see all along here and other places in the country where you see those trellises and those straight perfect rows of vineyards. This is what you see here. They're a lot shorter, they're closer to the ground, and they use a system called dry irrigation, which means basically these plants aren't watered. They rely on what comes from the sky, ends up in the ground, and have really, really deep root stocks that then find the water and try to feed the plants that way. So you get a smaller fruit, but you get a much more concentrated flavor. So that's where these great Zinfandel wines come from. There's also some other grapes that are part of the Zinfandel family, if you will. There's a Primitivo growing in here and a few others down there. It's only about 4 acres small here, and then you can see, if you look all the way to the right down there, you can see the vines that are already on the trellises. So those taller ones, those are the ones that are grown upright and have that spacing that you see, those big gaps in the perfect uniformity of those vineyards. One of the reasons too they do it this way is I totally forgot what I was gonna say. No. Where was I going with this? I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, the reason that they like to grow these in this style. So this is how grapes were grown about 100 years ago out here. This style also helps the grapes get just natural sun the way it was meant to be, or shade just the way they grow, the way they lay out on these vines. So I wanted to share this with you. I just think this is really, really cool to see the birthplace of some of the most amazing Zinfandel wine you'll ever try. Dry Creek Valley, California. It's been pretty popular since the 70s here, winemaking, and lots of firsts happened at this vineyard. The term Old Vine Zinfandel came from this vineyard. Let's see what else. There's this beautiful garden behind you that just talks about the history of Zinfandel in this entire area. But there's a lot of neat firsts attributed to Dry Creek Winery. So I'm about to go in and get some of that Zinfandel and try it firsthand, but I really wanted to show you what these look like on the vine. Look at this beautiful clusters. You can even see that there are actually some green clusters still, even late in the season like this. There's some green ones, even to the point where they're dried out. They might have gotten too much sun, but that's what's beautiful about growing grapes in this style here. So until the next video, cheers.